And then we're going to go here. And we're going to say that we are live. And we're going to... We are live. And then over here on Facebook, we are streaming about Pimm's. It's a weird picture, but that's where we are. Okay. We got 0 people here. That's a low number. I hate it how it's not dynamic. All right. Remember to guard your privacy, it's telling me. And abide by our community guidelines. Okay. Whew. Let's close this. Close this. Hope everyone's having a fun Saturday night. Did the tweet go out? It should have. Okay, profile. Just double checking. Okay, cool. 18 people. Huh. It's the weekend before Christmas. Maybe a lot of people are away with their families. So I'm going to tell you guys a nice little Christmas story. And I got 3 bottles as props. But I'm going to wait for 100 people to get here, which should take a minute or so. Then I've got my monster, of course. It's almost full. Yeah. All right. Which of these bottles do I want to pick up first? I got 3 bottles of Pimm's right by my left on the floor, which I'm going to talk to you guys about. This is my long Pimm story. Long, boring Pimm's story. Well, I want to ask you guys a question. I saw somewhere online that Bill Schultz was being trolled about some expensive bottle of beer. What is this? If this is true, just let me know, because I'm not being able to follow it. I'm going to teach you what Pimm's is. Relax. Just everyone relax. Relax. We're going to get to 100 people, which is going to take, a minute maybe. And then we're going to talk about Pimm's and what it means to me. All right. Whew. I just don't understand how there could be a collector's bottle of beer. So, that's what wasn't making sense to me. You're seeing 107? I'm only seeing 81, Justin. That's interesting. All right. Hope everyone's having a good night. I am. I just got back from a great sushi dinner. And someone left a funny comment on my Instagram because they said, you just keep getting weirder and weirder. But I'm like, it's sushi. What did he say? He said, who cares? All right, I'm still getting only 99 watching. Okay, so. Okay. This is a long story, but it's a fun one. This is a fun one. Sushi's not a cheat meal. Sushi's protein. Okay. Many years ago, there was a company called, it's still around, called Demeter Fragrance. And what Demeter's shtick is, they make fragrances that smell like real things. And one of the examples is, I have it right here. This is one that I wear to put me in a good mood. Tarnish. If you go to DemeterFragrance.com, you're going to find a million of them. They've got the weird ones that are gross, like mildew. They've got kitten fur, new car they just came out with. They last very briefly. These are very cheap, and they don't have a long longevity. Where's Gavin going next? I have no information about Gavin. Sorry. So they've got a bunch. One of them I have is Tarnish. It smells like Tarnish. Put it on me. Great. Now I smell like Tarnish. Daughter turned 70. Wanted sushi. Bougie? Sushi's not bougie. Bougie would it be if she said, what would be, if she wanted omakase? That's bougie. No, she's on the right track. So the co-founder of Demeter Fragrance was someone named Christopher Brocious. And God damn it, I'm going to turn my phone off. It's okay. It's okay. Christopher Brocious. They had a big falling out, the two co-founders of the company, and Christopher Brocious opened up his own scent gallery in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And this is when Williamsburg was a thing. And there was an article about his company in the Wall Street Journal, and it was on Drudge. And if someone goggles it, they'll be able to find out when. And Drudge, the article's like, oh my God, or New York Times. There's this fragrance store in Williamsburg where the guy smells fragrances that smell like real things. Now, the Demeter stuff is like $6. His stuff, and this is alcohol based. His stuff is oil based. And if you put it on, it'll last all day on your clothes. Like, it'll even last through a wash. It's like really, really strong stuff. So when you used to go to his store, he had like 300 different fragrances. Roast beef, fur coat. There was one for baby aspirin, doll head, all the flowers, like thunderstorm, tidal pool, wet sidewalk, just a million of them. So that is when I first got into fragrance, and I have a bunch of his. Some of them he doesn't even make anymore, which drives me crazy. So after he closed down that store, he moved east to Bushwick, which was not a good neighborhood back then. It's still not as good as it could be. Then that failed, and he moved to Jersey City, and now it's like by appointment only. His website's cbihateperfume.com, and he's always in a leather kilt. And he had this huge Mastiff, which was really cool at the store, very, very friendly. So one of the things he had on his shelf of fragrances was something called Pimm's Cup. Never heard of it, didn't know what it referred to. My friend Sherry Goldhagen, who's an author, haven't talked to her in years, she was doing work for some website, and as part of this work, she had to go to the Waverly Inn, which was Graydon Carter's establishment. I think it still is. So I go there with her. She's like, come, we can hang out, and I can comp the meal or the drinks. I look at the drinks menu, and they had a Pimm's Cup. And I'm like, oh, P-I-M-M-S. Now I know what a Pimm's Cup is. It's a drink. I ordered it. It was great. Really refreshing. Really liked it. Very light. I was like, okay, this is awesome. So then one time I'm having, and this, I've never been a big drinker. I'm still not a big drinker. I was hanging out with my buddy Jeremy Ruby Strauss, former editor of mine and former guest of You're Welcome. And Jeremy knows everything. And I said, Jeremy, is a Pimm's Cup like a known drink? And he goes, yeah, if you're like an 80-year-old British guy. And I'm like, oh, well, fuck yeah. In that case, that's definitely my drink of choice. So then one time I was at this fancy hotel bar with a buddy of mine, and the waitress asks, what you want to drink? And I asked for a Pimm's Cup. Now, every man's fear is that they're going to become like their dad. And my dad has a thick Russian accent. And I said, I'll have a Pimm's Cup. And she goes, what? And I thought she was unfamiliar with the drink. And I said, a Pimm's Cup. She goes, what's that second word? And I'm like, fuck, it's happened. I have a Russian accent now, and no one can understand me. Like, this was inevitable. I'm going to have to drink poison like that guy in the floor of The Hague. And I said, cup, C-U-P. And she turns to another waitress, and she goes, do we have a Pimm's Cup? And the other waitress is like, yeah. And she goes, you're the first person to order it in like 8 years that I've worked here. Which is great, because that's what I want in a cocktail, something that no one else is ordering, because then that makes me feel like I am special. It's very pathetic, but it's the fact. So, what a Pimm's Cup is that it's a mix of Pimm's, number one, and lemonade or ginger ale. However, it's very, 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 very British. And in some ways, it's an analog to the mint julep. When you think mint julep, you know what time and who's drinking it and where. It's the South, it's the summer. A Pimm's cup is very light. It's a refreshing, they have a cucumber slice on it. Very British drink. So, here's the thing. Pimm's used to have, it's gin based. It's gin and like fruit juice or some shit. I don't know. Spices, whatever the fuck. Pimm's used to have six cups. 6 types. It went from number 1 through number 6. They stopped making 2 through 6 in 1970. And what you can get in most places is Pimm's number 1. However, they recently re-released... So what number 1 is? Number 1 is based on vodka. On gin. Number 2 is based on something else. Number 3 is based on brandy. And number 6 is based on vodka. So they recently re-released number 6 in England. And I got it. So this is Pimm's vodka cup, they call it. It's kind of hard to find. You're not going to find it in the States. It doesn't taste that great. We just tried it tonight. But it's just a cool, it's a cool, fun bottle. Not only that, so Pimm's now has had this kind of renaissance in the UK. And, they're marketing it on the name. They have them in cans now, pre-mixed. Because you don't drink it straight. You always mix it with something, right? Like Pimm's and lemonade, meaning ginger ale or something like that. So they also came out with this. And I had to go to this very bad neighborhood in Brooklyn to find it. East New York. Which I don't understand why it was there. And we tried this tonight. This is not part of the Arduous March because you can't drink it straight. And it's not that alcohol proof. And this is not good. It was just medicinal. It's Pimm's blackberry and elderflower. However, what I did manage to find, so one dear reader sent us a bottle of this grotesque Australian rum from Britain. Britain carried it. And I saw the site's called the Whiskey Exchange, and they had not been sending stuff to the U.S. as of recently. I got it confused with another site. So I go there, and they had a vintage bottle of Pimm's number 3, which is brandy based, which has not been made since 1970. And I got it, and here it is. And I wasn't sure if I was going to drink it, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to drink this. This looks too cool. So this is from 1970 or earlier. The lettering is faded and legible, but it looks really cool on my shelf. On the back, I guess it's counting off shots. And the adhesive on the label is really tight. So it's cool to have like a really old vintage bottle on your mantle. So that's where we are with my Pimm story. And I've never gotten the Pimm's Cup fragrance, and he doesn't make those individual accords anymore. So that's where we are with that stuff. So it's Bundaberg rum, correct. So it's we've got all the bottles. There's just a few left that I have to go scout out tomorrow. Now I've got the 3 bottles of Pimm's. Have you noticed the resurgence of the Moscow Mule Copper Cup suddenly in every bar? I have not. I'm not a big bar person. I think all of those old-timey cocktails are overdue. They go in waves, is my understanding. There's going to be zombies and grasshoppers, I'm sure, are going to be the drink of the moment. I'm sure, other guys can speak to this. So that's where we are with that. What I think I'm going to do for Christmas Day, I might try to do the thing I did with Laura Loomer, is do a live stream from my phone and walk around New York City and show you guys New York during Christmas, which might be a lot of fun. Just putting that out there. That was all I really had to talk about. What did I do? I hope you guys are enjoying those tweets about the Berlin Wall. That shit is amazing. Oh my god, I'm definitely convinced that I'm magic. Um, so yeah, yeah. It's fun. So, is everyone seeing? What's everyone doing for uh, Christmas? Anything fun? Prove to me that all white people are not racist. No, I'm working. Oof, crying alone. Yeah, my wife left me on Christmas. Well, it was warranted. Five jam bands. Okay, that could be fun or it could be hell on earth. Hanging with the family. Okay. Okay. Listening to wife. My wife complained. Tsunami video. Dive bar. That sounds like fun. I have. I'm. I don't think I would be good at wood carving. Road trip sounds like a lot of fun. Would you ever go on Scott Horton's show? No. I don't usually like doing libertarian shows. What's the last libertarian show I did other than Tom? I can't think of one. Why have I spent this much on gifts? I don't even like half these people. It's a lot of fun to spend money on a good gift. Dave Smith, that was a while ago, yeah. I mean, I would do Dave again. Sargon flaked on my show. The percent of the Pimms, I made biscuits and gravy. Oh, he's alive just far. I don't. Oh, just far. Okay. Um, the blackberry and elderflower is 40 proof. Pimm's number 6 is 50 proof. Yeah, we did Capitalismus last weekend. It was a great success and a lot of fun. We had it was amazingly not autistic. We had like 30 people buying my little one a pink rifle. Good, I like that. Um, and it was really fun. I got to play bartender with a lot of the bottles of liquor from the Arduous March and mix stuff. And actually, I did pretty good at it, and I'm surprised. Um, I haven't tried the Bundy rum. It's en route to. It's in the offices right now. It's in the studio, so it's going to be part of the next Arduous March. And I was promised that it's horrific. So that's the good stuff. What did I call myself? Mixologen. I was a mixologen. It's gonna be weird. Like I'm having a week off, and I don't know that I love it. I like doing my show, um, and it's annoying having a little downtime. Yeah, it's gonna be. Can you please explain the Arduous March? Yeah, write another quick book. Oh, that's a good idea, Warren. I should do my book on how to troll. Yeah, I could do live streams here for that week. Basically, a version of Nightshade. I don't. I'll have to get a sponge. Oh yeah, we're doing an unaged moonshine. But one of the Arduous March drinks is a moonshine, which is they call white whiskey. Who's the best troll I've met? Who's a good troll that I've met? Who's a good troll? Pax. Pax Dickinson. Yeah, this moonshine is going to be bad. I am not looking forward to it. Ooh. It looks nice. The moonshine, the bottle looks nice and clean. It's a nice label. But it's oof. It's good, and I think it's like 150 proof, something crazy. It's a huge number. It's gonna be really bad. You should invite Pax onto one of these streams. Pax was my second ever guest on You're Welcome. And I hung out with him in Charlottesville, as I recount in the book. And I asked him after that to interview him for the book. He didn't reply to me, but he's in the middle of Pennsylvania, I believe. What's the name of the moonshine? I'll tell you right now, because I have my Excel file for all the liquors, of course. It is called Buffalo Trace White Dog Mash number 1, and that is courtesy of Cameron Miller. Yeah, it's gonna be really bad. This white whiskey. It's such a hipster name to call it. I really like that. It's such a euphemism. Yeah, we have all the bottles on hand except for 6. I have to go buy 3, and then 2 are getting donated. So, yeah. Huh. I thought that Pimm story was going to take longer. Here we are. God, I've been a little triggered with, oh, the Naked and Famous denim. Yeah. Great guys. Oh God, that Ghost Legend. It gets me high every time I go to the gym. It gets me high. So that pre-workout, which I swear by, not only is it great for your workout, the whole time you're there, you could have imaginary arguments with people in your head. White people. White belly dancers. Worst gift you ever gave or received? I got a phone calling card was a shitty present I got once. Have you ever tried Wild Irish Rose? No, I've never heard of it. Let me look it up right now. Wild Irish Rose. Oh God, this looks terrible. What is this? This looks like OE8. It's like homeless people wine. Okay. Yeah, no, I have not tried it. I'm looking for weird liquor, not like, what's the worst gift I've given or received? Yeah, that phone card was a really bad one. We have a honey liquor. We have a chrysanthemum and honey. And the first time we had mead liquor, which was completely unremarkable. I'm doing a whatchamacallit? We're doing a Secret Santa tomorrow for Gas Digital, and I got a really great present. I don't know. I don't want to say because it might get back to them. The person's actually not going to be there now. Like, after I got drawn them from Secret Santa, it turns out they're not coming, and I'm like, they wanted me to switch. I'm like, no, I got them the perfect gift. So, figure it out. And actually today I had I've got drunk on Mad Dog once in college. Today, I had a Christmas miracle. And I don't want to say what it is. I'll tell you once it pays off. But this is a miracle. Unambiguously a miracle. I'm very, very, very excited. I'll know within a week. I had real absinthe. It's not good at all. I'm not a fan of it particularly. Shit, I missed that link to the stuff about Bill because I was running my fucking stupid mouth about Pimm's. Where is it? Yeah, someone could just send me again the arduous march of pre-workouts. Oh my god, I think we would literally die. Wouldn't we really die? A lot of these pre-workouts don't do anything. I've tried like 5 or 6. This one is head and shoulders above the rest. This one is head and shoulder. Can someone no, the first of all, the pre-workout makes you is Bill okay? I really love that dude. If he has a crowdfund page, I would help him out. I have not tried Aftershock. Hold on. Warren there's nothing you can do. Let's put it that way. Any comment of the Chris Rock, Louis C.K. N-word old video controversy? First, I'm hearing. Thank you, Bill. I'm gonna click that link now. Thank you. Thank you very much. 48 minutes. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that legend is so good. Okay. Whew. 45 minutes? Okay, thanks, Bill. I will do that in a minute. Get that ghost. Get it so good. I've only tried the black cherry. And this is another pet peeve of mine. If your branding is going to say Atomic Warheads black cherry, I don't want it to taste generic black cherry. I want to taste like Atomic Warheads black cherry, and it does. So it's really, 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 really good. Ace Spirits, what did you have there? Oh, cinnamon schnapps. Good lord. Good lord. And the thing with GNC, which is great, which I forgot who told me this. I haven't tried the Bang. The thing with GNC is you can buy it, and if you don't like it, you can just return it even though it's opened. So I recommend everyone try this Ghost. And they're not paying me, whatever. The bicep vein, is it out there? It's out! It's out, but I'm not showing it. Oh, I'm so happy. It's out. What's this link? I'll watch it later. Nothing's gonna change me from drinking Monster. I have every time on this I clicked it, Drew, thank you. Every time I do a live stream, I feel like I'm in Plato's cave getting messages about Owen Benjamin, and they're always kind of a little bit based in reality. And I'm just getting this very skewed perspective on what's been going on in his life. And I am very much a give people the benefit of the doubt kind of person. And let them speak for themselves, especially if I think they're in general a nice guy or good guy, which I consider Owen to be, definitely. Is he banning people? I've started blocking people like crazy. I am on a hair trigger now on Twitter. It's I mean, it's gotten out of hand. And I don't know how Cernovich does it. He has literally 10 times as many followers as I do. I don't know if I blocked you. You don't have to ask me. You could just look. What kind of question is that? I don't know how he does it. If he has 10 times as much followers as I do. And he's much more hated than I am, too, so... I don't have an aquarium. Oh! Megan, that is so sweet. As sweet as that bubblegum vodka. It's in my kitchen right now. Yes, it is. And I look at it every day and it makes me so happy. Oof. I have not seen Gavin's video. But I'm glad he's still putting out content. I let people know I was doing this both on my Patreon and also on Twitter earlier today. So if you subscribe, you don't always get the notifications on the YouTube. It's annoying. Number of dates before you come out as an anarchist. At this point, they're going to know I'm an anarchist. I'm enough of a public figure. Okay, let me look at this Reddit thread. God help me. Oh God, I'm clicking on a Reddit thread. Oh, this is shade. Oh, let me read it. Opie's tweeting out, "You dumb." All right. None of these guys are actually friends. Jimmy, which is Jimmy Norton, stabs anyone he can in the back to get ahead. Sam Roberts, told me to fire Jim. I'm guessing that's Sam Roberts. Rich Rosh would always bitch about Jimmy and Anthony. Well, that's that. I mean, that could be friends that bitch about each other. Troy, I don't know who that is, told me he wanted to switch his hours because he couldn't stand working with Jimmy. Hope this helps. Well, that's a cunty way to end. Wow. Are you a fan of Wilco? No, I'm not. I have had Big Red Soda back in the day. And I also had Hubba Bubba Soda back in the day. Sargon said he had a family issue at the last minute, and I didn't follow up with him to reschedule. Wow, that was some shady shit. He was making fun of Bobo. Bobo is the nicest guy. He is such a good-hearted guy. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I'm a nasty bitch. Let's be clear. And I like being nasty. But if you are making fun of someone and you're Bobo is not mentally 100%. Hold on, Miles, I'll get to that in a second. I'm sorry. Bobo is not, you know what I mean? Let's just say average. And if you're someone he admires, i.e. Opie, and you're like a star, if you're going to shit on him, that's bullying. That is, you know, the word bullying is used a lot. This to me is, if it's true, that's bullying. And that's very hurtful. I mean, this is who your target is. So, from Bobo's perspective, yeah, Opie's a star. And sometimes I feel bad. Like, if I block someone and it's just like, you're annoying, and like, I'm like, okay, this might hurt this person's feeling. It gives me pause. It really does. But at the very least, I'm not publicly being like, you're fucking putz. Thoughts on Trump's pull-out method, Syria, Afghanistan. Miles, I mean, go look at my tweets. I am so happy. Get them the fuck out. And you know why? If this became a discussion, it would be another 17 years. You gotta pull the. What's the use of a loaded gun if you don't have your finger on the trigger? Get them the fuck out. Get them home for Christmas or New Year's. This is the best thing ever. So, what did he say about Bobo? God, that is so. That's I want to. You know what? Someone on last stream said that Ryan came after me, and I looked at. He didn't come after me at all. So, I want to give Opie the benefit of the doubt. I'm not interested in starting shit unnecessarily. You know, you could ask who Bobo is without being a dick. If you're ignorant, that's not a testament to you having a life. That's testament to your ignorance. Shut the fuck up. Don't anyone tell him who that is. Disgusting. And no, I'm not on my pre-workout. Yeah, I did. Oh, making fun of Bobo's album is different. The album is obviously going to be tongue-in-cheek. I mean, it's not, you know, it's like this album. Hold on. Like, I have this album, but it's obviously not meant to be, you know, great music. He's a good guy. If you, I have no problem punching down. Also, I have no problem punching down. But there's a when it's Bobo, and you could make fun of Bobo in a teasing way, and he's got a good sense of humor. I've not spent a lot of time with him, but again, I'd have to see what he had to say. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Oh my god, this is horrible. Why would you publicly... Oh my god, that's horrible. And Bobo has a good spirit about it. He goes, okay, so you listen, that's a plus. It's supposed to be funny, never claim to be a vocalist. It's an album for humorous nature, that's the point. Merry Christmas to you, keep buying and thanks. Yeah. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that is awful. Excuse me. That's just that's unnecessary. Why would you do that publicly? If you have someone who you're friendly with, and they're like, "Hey, will you promote my album on your show?" You either ignore them or privately say, I don't think it's for my listeners. Or or you could tell the truth. I'm scared people are going to make fun of you. So, to publicly be like, it's no good and no one's telling you that. No, he knows it's not good. He's not trying to be fucking Johnny Bravo here. Good Lord. The problem with these live streams is that more and more, I think it's because of YouTube's algorithm, the more it goes on, the more people join in, but the less I have to talk about. That upsets me. Isn't that his... Yeah, Johnny Bravo. That's Greg Brady's character. When he thought he was going to be a music star. I don't think that Amazon glitter bomb video was fake. Do you know why? Because for those of you who don't know, there's this Amazon video, and a guy made this thing where if you open, some people who stole his package opened it up and got glitter bombed. And I do not believe it's fake because they had people of color opening it and acting in very low class reactions. And if this was going to be fake, that would come up as super, super racist. What do you want for Christmas? That's a great question. Maybe some of it's faked, but there's no way that what do I want for Christmas? What do I want for Christmas? That's a good question. Let me see. That antique bottle of Pimm's really did it. That was really good. I don't know. There's nothing. I mean, I don't know. That's a nice question. I don't really have a good answer. What did you get yourself for Capitalismus? I'll show you what I got for Capitalismus. It's right here. It's 2 books. So, and I'll tell you guys a story. One of the people at Capitalismus, by the way, his name is... Where's his name? Oh, David Jarrett. Older dude. He took these photos of Ludwig von Mises. And he was there and he's like, hey, you want these photos of Mises? So, yeah, I've not read Bloody Revolution, John. No, I've not read that. I've never heard of it. So he was there. So that was pretty cool. So the 2 things I got were, I'm a huge, huge fan of the Warhol scene. And I put this on Instagram, but I'll be glad to show it here. So what I bought myself is 2 of the books by Warhol people. I have not played StarCraft. I'm too old for that. This is by Viva. And this one is signed. Smells cool too. And this one is by Ultraviolet. And not only is it signed by Ultra, rest R.I.P. in peace, it's also signed by Billy Name. So that's what I got for Capitalismus. And an antique bottle of Pimm's. Ooh. What do I want for Christmas? If I had a magic wand. If I had a magic wand, there's this pair of Kevlar jeans that I have my eye on that I don't really want, but they're like a little pricey and they look kind of normal, but they're Kevlar. So that would probably be it if I had to get something. Gun to head. There is no way on earth that Ruth Bader Ginsburg is going to leave that office voluntarily. She is way too politically oriented. Way too politically oriented. On the other hand, it's not going to be up to her. No. These aren't the Naked and Famous Kevlar denim. These are from another company, and they're actual Kevlar. Naked and Famous just has a Kevlar weave, and it's basically the same as regular. These actually are strong and thick. That's what it would be. But I don't really want anything. I got my awesome Willy Wonka blazer. I got my books for Capitalismus. I got that bottle. I'm getting another bottle from Japan that dear reader is sending me, which I can't wait to show you guys. And I just got this fancy diorama. And then I have my Christmas miracle today, so yeah. Fun fact, a friend of mine went to the Supreme Court and she got a private tour. And they all have spittoons by their seats. Do you think there's an element of narcissism? Well, sure, there has to be if you're just talking about yourself and it's one direction. There's certainly an element. There, yeah. I don't see how you couldn't be. Trapping spell. I have not heard that expression in quite a while. That is really, really funny. Um, I bet you Trump's going to get two more. If Trump gets two more Supreme Court seats, then it's very possible Obamacare is going to be repealed. And you thought you saw chaos before? Holy shit. It's going to be on a whole other level. It's going to be on a whole other level. And given that we've been on the crazy train, it's not at all unlikely. Roberts was the squish before. He was the deciding vote to keep it. Kavanaugh cut his teeth on repealing Obamacare and having it be constitutional. So, yeah. I don't even know what that would look like. And then the Republicans, amazingly, would have the cover to be like, well, I don't like it, but the Supreme Court decided. Yeah. Holy shit, Drew! Oh, God, Drew. You have too much money on your hands, Drew. A nice phone card. Well, thank you. That's very, very nice. That is very, very, very nice. You should at least ask me some question for your money. Or something. I gotta give you something for this. I don't like... I feel, like when everyone chipped in to do all the bottles, I'm like, all right, let's make a show out of this. I feel like there needs to be some kind of return. My favorite color is ice blue. Eight by 10 glossy. I'll tell you guys, is Dustin in here? If he's not, I've got a good story for him. Well, no, I'll let you guys tell it later. I'll tell you when it happened. Sorry, this was someone who I'll tell you the story when it comes here. Sorry. I don't have a Sugar Ray CD. I am... wearing Heshy socks. When you guys hear me talk on You're Welcome about how much I love Heshy socks, here's the proof. And they look awesome, and they don't smell, and they're warm, and you don't wear out the heel. I love Heshy socks. They are Pimm cotton, which has antimicrobial quality. Heshy, H-E-S-H-I socks, and if you use some promo code, you get 30% off. If you go to, if you look at any of the other videos, it'll be there. Yeah, they're good. I'm gonna give you the link right now because I'm such a fan of theirs. Hold on. Right now. I like being able to have a sponsor that I love. Because then it's easy to sing their praises. It's true. Here we go. 30% off. Can't complain with that. The Arduous March is February 1st. Any sock can be a low cut sock if you care. If you think about it, or if you, what's the expression? If you try hard enough. Is anyone reading any good books? Hold it. If you owned a company and other companies want to buy you out or merge companies, outside of the money, what factors would you look at to decide to sell out or not? That's a great question. It would be, how likely are they to honor my vision? What would I do with my spare time? Would I rather have the spare time, or is it work that I like? Am I looking to jump ship to another industry or be a consultant? I think if I'm giving them my kid, are they going to raise it well? Do I like the people buying me out on some level? And is it going to, those are I think the big questions I would ask. Okay. Neil Stevenson, Jim Goad, two brothers, okay. I have not tried Infinite CBD. No, the Heshi socks don't wear out. That's what's great. Gavin McIngus. What is so hard about that? Oh, if there's footage of Sarah... I almost tweeted at her because there were these surveyor's marks in the concrete here, and I wanted to take a photo and ask her if she thought there were swastikas like she did back in the day. Crowd cow. That crowd cow, everything... If you hear me say something in an ad about a personal experience, it's all true. If it wasn't good, I would just keep quiet. So that crowd cow, we did have them at Friendsgiving, and the meat was great. And it's also a lot of fun when it's like, you know where the farm comes from. A few years ago, my Swedish friend brought his 5-year-old child with him to North Korea. Good idea or bad idea? Other thoughts? I think it's a bad idea because, like, if you take a kid to a homeless shelter, it fucks with their head. The kid would be perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. But 5 is very young to sit down and explain, to be like, you can never talk to these people again. They're prisoners. Their life is hard. So I think that kid's going to have a lot of questions that you're not going to have a lot of good answers to. But in terms of safety, it's beyond safe for that kid. Get back on my lawn. That is funny. I have no information about Gavin. None. I have not read House. I don't know what that is. I don't blame them for asking me questions about Gavin, because in a sense I took over his show, and obviously I wrote he's a chapter in my forthcoming book, and I do have some inside information. So I don't, and there's such a dearth of information about him. I completely understand why people ask me, and he's not on Twitter. They can't tweet at him. He's not on Facebook. He's not on Instagram. So I don't blame them for asking me, but I don't have, and I'll be happy to say I don't have information. It is very different, but I mean the point is it fills that slot ostensibly. Was I good at sick burns in junior high? Yeah, I was. Real good. Real good. I haven't read Menken's essay on biographies. I'm not. I don't want to bug Gavin because I know he's not in a good way. Don't apologize. I don't blame you. I'm curious as well. What's going to happen to him? I was just talking about him with somebody, someone else in this whole scene earlier today. Broadly speaking. What do you mean by Owen? See, this again is what I'm talking about with Plato's Cave and Owen. What does that? What does that mean? Going full retard in this context. Let me see something. Let me see something. Jesus Christ. Nope, okay. What's with the glasses emoji? Favorite writing by Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is much better with his quips than with his writing, in my opinion. Okay, you want me to log... How are you still live streaming? That's pretty funny. Let me go look at Owen's Instagram right now. Isn't it Instagram.com/Owen Benjamin? Isn't his Insta Owen Benjamin? Because there's... Hold on, whoa, is he kicked off of Insta? Oh, sorry, Insta. Owen... Instagram. Oh, it's Owen Benjam, okay. It's not... Okay, I don't see where... I don't see what you guys want me to look at on his Insta, though. His family always looks so happy and sweet. That makes me smile seeing them. Ah. Okay, let me get back to this. Oh, I missed a question. Have you ever had or thought about having someone from Bitcoin on one of your shows? Yeah. I'm good buddies with Michael Goldstein. And I also just had dinner. I'm also pretty close with the Tezos people, Arthur and Kathleen Brightman. So those are the two. I'm not trying to do a ANCAP or libertarian show at all, though. Those Heshi socks are great. They're just absolutely great. Is there a specific link to an Owen post that you guys want me to look at? Okay, here we go. The Bears and I get along very well, Owens fans. I didn't ignore the question. I just told you that I'm friends with Michael Goldstein and the Tezos people. I don't understand. Who's your favorite author that most people have heard of? That's a great question. It would have to be Jonathan Haidt. Owen and I have a lot of overlap in our fan base. He's much more famous than me, but yeah. Bitstein and I go way back. Way back. All right. Um, yes, I judge people by their views, by their how they act, not their views. I don't care what Owen thinks. I'm not Dun Crowder. I don't care what Owen thinks about the moon. Greg and I are I don't know who Megan Felsdorfer is. Um, okay, I am going to go. How famous do you want to be? Probably not much more. Probably not much more famous because the costs are creeping up pretty quick. That's funny, Sam. Um, Sam Hyde and I follow each other, and I interviewed him for The Observer. So you're getting blocked for being an asshole. The cost of fame, it's like this. Let's suppose 5%, and I'm using the word fame extremely loosely. Extremely loosely. I'm like Z-list. Let's suppose 1% of people are annoying. On Twitter, for example. And I think it honestly is like 1% who are actually annoying. If you have 10 times as many followers as you did a year ago, you're going to be annoyed 10 times as much, even the proportion's the same. And if someone pokes you once a day, you don't care. If you're getting poked once every hour, it starts to get annoying. If you're getting poked with annoyance every minute, it's a problem. So yeah, that is the only cost that I'm having to deal with. Mm. But again, it's literally like 1%. It's a very, 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 very small number. I mean, most people are, even if they're like obnoxious, it's fine. I'm obnoxious. I had blocked someone today because they responded to another tweet with, does anyone actually believe what it says on the Clinton News Network, meaning CNN, asking for a friend? That's not what asking for a friend means. I'm like, this is such stupid banality. This literally is like a script that got fucked up. I'm like, I do not ever want to interact with this person again. And I'm sure they think I'm funny and interesting. It's like, you know what? I'll risk it. And it's not that they're a bad person. It's just like, I don't want to see this. Yeah. Oof. All right, I'm gonna go in 9 more minutes. Then I'm gonna read my Alan Locke book. It's. I love how you say stupid. Stupid. Um. Where's the button to donate? There should be a dollar sign underneath uh the screen to talk. Christmas binge watching, not GG. I don't know what GG means. I am binge watching um Wild Wild Country. I just downloaded, and this talk show called Hey Queen, which I'm hating, and I'm figuring out what it is about it that I hate. What do you think? Nicole, here's the thing. Most people who are like supporters of mine, like I did block someone by mistake by hair trigger, and he messaged me, and I unblocked him and followed him, and I'm like, sorry, it's completely on me. I've gotten way too sensitive. It's totally my fault. So I was very receptive to that and apologetic, and he's getting a present as a consequence, which I'll whatever. Um, I am a Golden Girls fan. I just don't call it GG. Sorry. Yeah, there's a dollar sign if you want to contribute here. But anyway, that's so if it's a name that I know, I'm not going to block the person at all. I sit down with I'll be like, dude, what the fuck? What are you doing? Why are you? For example, just today, there's a great Twitter follower, and I recognize his name. He's on my feed a lot, and he started going at Talib Kweli, and I go, why are you trying? I said I blocked every single other person who tried to ruin this beautiful thing, and he's like, oh, sorry, dude, I totally get it. And he's like, by the way, I'm the one who sent you that spinning motor for the sponge, and I go, oh, that's you. Now I'm following you. How does anarchy work with the existence of nuclear weapons? How does deterrence work? I mean, I don't know that it would be much different. I don't think anarchy works best at the local level. So, I mean, you're talking this very big hypothetical. You might as well ask, how does anarchy work with machine guns, right? Because if you're going to have like an anarchist geographical area, that's a question like that. So I don't really have a good answer for that. But nuclear weapons are a problem for everyone right now. There's no situation where like having a nuclear weapon on Earth is not a situation. It's not something to worry about. So I know that's kind of a dodge, but yeah. I also know that as soon as Dave and Jordan launch their competitor to Patreon, I'm jumping ship. I like the idea that it's Spencer who's going to be turning down Dave Rubin, not the other way around. Yeah. I want to buy this for Christmas. I don't like that Chia Pet stuff. If you're going to get me one, it has to be Sophia. That's the only one who's recognizable. That would be fun to have at the office, though. Another nice say. How much overlap do your views have with those of neo-reactionaries and formalism? I'm not trying to. What do you mean by formalism in this context? Because that term has a lot of definitions. Thank you, Peter. That's very kind of you. In terms of I'm not trying to dodge, Roger. I'm sorry. I talk about the neo-reactionaries at great length in The New Right. And here's another one. They started sending out galleys to people this week, even though the book comes out in May. So I have a lot in common with them regarding their critique of progressivism. In fact, I quote Jim's blog in my book approvingly. But I think their view, and there's a lot of different reactionary views. I think their view of modernist and modern culture as degenerate is something I'm completely opposed to. Like literal opposites. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. What's that say? 1 second. Are you a consequentialist? Let me look up. What do you mean by consequentialist? Again, that has many different meanings. I'm probably not a consequentialist if that's what you're thinking. Roger, I agree with you completely. That they're better at critiques than solutions. In fact, the first chapter is me at a near-reactionary meeting, and some things they say just make no sense. If Ruth Bader Ginsburg dies, what picture will you use for the memorial? Well, I'm not big on debates. Sam Cedar actually seems to be one of the more sane leftists, from my understanding. It depends what you mean by even in that case, it's like what kind of lying into whom. I would certainly love to sit down and talk with Sam. I think me and him would have a fruitful conversation. How do you think a hard Brexit deal will affect Ireland and Northern Ireland? Ricardo, thank you. I am completely ignorant on that issue. I think it's going to be... Theresa May is hapless. I think you'd agree. If you're obviously from that area, I'm guessing by your name you're Irish, you would have a much better perspective on me. It looks like, and Peter, please correct me, it's going to be a no-deal Brexit. I don't see any path for her getting a deal at all. She has a minority government. Have you ever secretly recorded someone? Probably. I'm not thinking of anyone. Everyone I talked to about the alt-right guys knew who I was and talked on the record. Chris Cantwell and I record each other. He's in the book. Jared Taylor owes his house. So, yeah. I would love to be with Jimmy Dore. He's great. Why do you look like a zombie on your avatar? Because I'm a lich. Lich. So it's close. Zombie adjacent. This book's going to be really good. It is. I'm really proud of it. I'm so happy I have a bicep vein. You have no idea. I get along with the left. Nomiki Khan's thoughts on Ross. Oh, God. I mean, talk about a political prisoner. I admire her so much, Ross Ulbricht's mom, for not giving up. And for, talk about being a Sisyphean fight. I really, really admire that woman. And, I mean, he's really... I think history's going to be very kind to him. Ugh, it's just awful. Just awful. No, I don't do cardio. No. Cardio kills gains. Although I walk a lot, but if you want to consider that cardio. Excuse me. I think I'm almost out of Monster. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Hold that thought. All right. I am back. Oh, yeah, Sam lives in near Providence, I thought, yeah. Is there anyone who has written Stature by now that would have made the new right if the book came out later? That's a great question. Well, it's in the first person, and it's a whatchamacallit? It's in the first person, and it's a time capsule. So I don't know that there's anyone who I would have had that I didn't at the time. I can't think of anyone. Plus, the editor was the one who wanted more personality driven than me, so I shied away from that. I just used the personalities as a mechanism to discuss the ideas. Yeah, if Sargon were to come to New York, of course I'd get him on the show in a second. Yeah. I'm gonna try to do as few remote interviews on Your Welcome as possible. Um, Count Dankula was a great one. Was a great one. I didn't know Nick Fuentes and Richard Spencer are feuding. That's interesting. Um, oh, if that's true, please aware me, because I would need to know that to some extent. Um, oh, we got a great guest coming up on January 15th that I'm really excited about. A great guest coming up. I can't tell you. What do you think will happen with Europe? That's a very broad question. I'm very, very bullish on Europe. Very. I think it's going in a good direction, and the EU is in many ways fucked. Although they're going to go down fighting and fighting hard. I'm bullish on Europe, not the EU. The EU is the enemy. Dank was really funny. And a good guy. I'm getting a bottle of Hermes liquor from Japan, so that's going to be pretty cool. I haven't read any fiction in quite a long time. So, because I feel like if a fiction's bad, you're wasting time, but if nonfiction's good, um, you're getting something out of it. I don't say it's certainly the downfall of the EU at all. I'll tell you what the last fiction book I read right now. I've downloaded some from the Social Gospel. There's a novel called In His Steps that's on my shelf to read. But what's the if you can follow any books I read on my Goodreads? It's goodreads.com/Michael Malice, I believe. The last novel I read was um, there's a graphic novel, Asterios Polyp, which I did not care for. And The Haunting of Hill House, I did not like it at all. So that was the last one. The movie, I think, is the miniseries is much better. Any Festivus plans? No, I don't have any Festivus plans. This week is going to be a vacation. I'm going to go see the WWE in Madison Square Garden on Wednesday. Dolph invited me, so that's going to be really fun to see him do his thing. What are your books of the year? Go to my Goodreads and sort them by rating, and you can see what I think. Nice to discover the true anti-war lefties. Any must-follow lefties outside Dora Tracy, Caitlin Johnson, and Greenwald? I don't follow Caitlin. Those other three are must-follows. Who else? I don't... Go through my follows list on Twitter. It's visible. I think those three are the best ones. There's this one, Dr. Avi something. He's Arab, and he's really good with a lot of this stuff. What would be my book of the year? That's actually a good question. Do you mean a book that came out this year or a book that I read this year? Let's see. What have I read this year that's been really good? The Road to Jonestown. Excellent. Oh, Palia. Palia's book of the year, Provocations. That's it. That's easy. Say. What's going on with North Korea? We don't know. And I don't really have any good information for you. It's going in a good direction vis-a-vis South Korea. Vis-a-vis Trump, I haven't heard anything really. What other books came out this year that I really liked? Kurt Schlichter's book came out. The Parker Posey autobiography was very good. Love her. And that came out, and Arthur Herman's 1917 is very, very good. Are you familiar with Dr. Steve Brule? No, never heard of him. All right. Second. Closing this. Oh, Conspiracy by Ryan Holiday. It's on my kitchen table. He sent it to me. I never read it. "1917" is a great book. Arthur Herman is a real treasure. And I'm very glad that I got to have him on the show twice. If I knew someone planned on killing you and I did nothing to stop this person, am I responsible for your death? No, you're not responsible for my death. However, if you're not, just because you're not responsible for my death doesn't mean that you did the right thing, and it depends on our relationship. But I would say there is some guilt there to be had, 100%. I've gotten intoxicated in live streams. It's called The Arduous March. Should I do one of these on, I got a question for you guys. Should I do one of these on, like, Christmas Eve? Would that be fun for people, or is everyone else going to have plans? There's no stupid questions, just stupid answers, and I have plenty of those. I hate Bloody Marys. I hate them. Okay. How would you handle the fat men in the trolley? I'm not... Is it the one... I would save the greater number of people. No, I don't know. You know what? These questions like that, like if you have to pull a switch and you're saving 3 people or letting a fat guy get hit, you don't know what it would do in real life. And in real life, you're not making rational decisions. Your brain's in another place. It's not a good answer. Oh shit. 5-0. Cool. Be cool. Lee Stranahan. Why do I know that name? Hold on a second. Do we follow each other? Oh, I know him. No, I've been on his show, I think. Maybe. I don't know. No, the Sirens here in Brooklyn, baby. Can you do a Christmas Eve stream? I'll do a Christmas Eve stream, yeah. Why not? So Christmas Day, I'll do the walk through New York. Because Christmas in New York will be special, and I'll do that on my phone. What is your position on circumcision? I'm not going to tell someone else how to raise their kids. It's as simple as that. Let me see what the weather's going to be like on Tuesday. If it's going to be warm enough for me to walk around. 41. It's not, but it's not going to be windy, so that's good. Okay. We'll see. I'll spin in Manhattan. Yeah, if I get enough live streams, live super chats, I'll stream Manhattan. If someone was beating their kids, would you condone that? No. All right, I am going to go do some reading. I hope this you jumped in at the exact right time. I will see you all again, I guess, on Monday. So yeah. Hope you have a good weekend. Get home safe and stay in school and stay off the pipe.